All righty. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Liberty-Eylau Baseball. It is the 4A Regional Quarterfinals here in Region 2, and we are coming to you live from Winsboro, Texas. Chuck Zach along with Zach Doty, and the Leopards are taking on a very familiar foe, district rival out of 15-4A, the North Lamar Panthers. Liberty-Eylau coming with a record of 26-8-1. The Panthers are 16-18 overall. Liberty-Eylau got here by a sweep of Tyler Chapel Hill 2 weeks ago, 1-0 and 14-0 in the bi-district round of the playoffs. Then they beat Farmersville, having to win the second and third games after losing game 1, 7-4 last week. For North Lamar, they beat Van 10-0 and 14-11, and then same kind of thing. Had to win 2 out of 3 against Nevada Community to get here to the regional quarterfinals. It is 78 degrees. We got a bright sunshine that's setting to our west, and we're about ready to roll. And stepping in for North Lamar, their leadoff man Tanner Diaz will start things off. Batting from the right side, wearing the North Lamar colors of royal blue on the top, white pants with a royal blue pinstripe, and then the golden numbers and letters across the chest. First pitch in there for a called strike from starting pitcher W.T. Jones for Liberty-Eylau. Second pitch down low, 1 ball, 1 strike. It'll be Diaz, who's in left field. Monty Clark, the shortstop, batting second, and Corbin Blease, the pitcher, batting third in this top of the first inning. Pitch misses high, 2 balls and 1 strike. Leopard defense, Eli Jarvis is at first, Maddox Moore at second, Tristan Howe at short, Britton Pipes is at third. In left, Cam Gamble. In center, Colin Evans. In right, Hagen Power. Behind the plate, Dylan Neighbors. And this one grounded foul right behind home plate. And the count's 2 balls and 2 strikes. W.T. Jones, the right-hander on the mound. He is 7-2 on the year. 39 and 2/3 innings pitched. He's given up 31 hits, 13 walks, 33 strikeouts. Teams hit .208 against him. He's got an earned run average of 1.94. The field here at Winsboro goes 320 down the lines, 370 to the power alleys, 362 to straightaway center, and the 2-2 pitch comes in high for ball 3. The 3-2 pitch, that one misses low, and so the one thing, we haven't got a chance to talk about anything yet, but the one thing the Leopards have to avoid is that. Free guys on base. It's part of the reason why WT gets the start tonight. He's the guy who's pretty much the most effective about avoiding walks. He has seen North Lamar twice in this season. Of course, the Leopards swept the Panthers this year, but both times just 1 inning each. First pitch up high for ball 1 to Monty Clark. Clark, another right-handed hitter, as the Leopards try to run a little wheel route on the right side, bringing Jarvis in, and Maddox Moore sneaking behind the runner at first base, but nobody got fooled, and everybody stayed where they're supposed to. 1 ball, no strikes. Fastball inside corner for a called strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. There's no wind to speak of. Flag in center field is basically limp. We've got a sun that's probably another 45 minutes to an hour from getting out of our line of sight. Here's a bunt shown. Jones throws a slider in there for a called strike, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. The 3 times these guys met this year, I mentioned the Leopards swept them. Liberty-Eylau had to rally from behind to win the first time, 7-3. They were down 3-2 in the 6th. There's another breaking ball. That one a called strike 3. And Monty Clark is retired for the first out of the first inning. Second time around, Liberty-Eylau 10-run ruled the Panthers 13-3 at their place, and then came back and did it again 13-3 on April the 16th back at H.E. Markham Park. Here's Corbin Blease now. Blease, the shortstop, and he's the guy you got to keep an eye on. Of all the Panther hitters, he is the most dangerous. Another right-hander, and he goes flailing away at an off-speed pitch he's way out in front of for strike 1. Blease hitting .424 for about the 20 games that we tracked. That's not the whole season, but the 20 games that we tracked. Throw over to first, very close as Tanner Diaz barely gets back in time. He's hitting .424 with a .500 on-base percentage. That's number 2 on the team. He's got 10 doubles, a triple, and 3 home runs, including 2 in the last round of the playoffs. That one's fouled out of play, and it's quickly no balls and 2 strikes. Corbin Blease. Blease is tonight's starting pitcher as well. All right, count no balls and 2 strikes, 1 away, top of the first. Panthers with a man who got a free pass from W.T. Jones. It's Tanner Diaz standing at first base. This is a big batter right here, though, for the Leopards. The 0-2 misses, I guess, a little low and inside. Now, because these two guys are in the same district, when the coaches got together, Zach Fowler and Brick Stee, they kind of had this conversation about, do we want to use a split crew, a couple of North Lamar kind of guys from Lamar County, a couple of Bowie County guys, and the argument was no, we'll find neutral staffs. The ground ball to shortstop. Tristan Howe got the ball to Maddox Moore. They retired Diaz at second base. Now, Moore couldn't make the throw because Diaz piled into him, and the umpire at second base said he interfered with his chance to throw, and he called out Corbin Blease as well. So the Leopards are going to turn a 6-4-3 double play. It'll end the inning. There are no runs, no hits, and nobody left on base. We'll come back for the bottom of the first when we return in 60 seconds here on News Talk 107.1 and Texarkana Game Day.
My name is Doug Willett. I own M&M Tire and Auto Center. We've been here for over 40 years. We're just a mom and pop place. We service any type of vehicle that you can think of. We do front end alignments. We've got the best front end alignment machine guys here, and we also do AC work for the new Freon, which is the 1234 FY. We do that too, plus tires. Now that's the major thing. Cooper Tire employees, we're really special with them. We give you 15% off, plus also you get your Goodyear employee refunds back on your tires, which is great for you. Extra value is what you get when you buy from Doug Willett. Don't worry, my guys will take care of you too.
All right, we want to welcome everyone back. This game is presented by MK Clark and Hauling, Ultra Storage. Visit www.ultraministorage.com or call 430-455-4151. CTS, Clark's Transportation Services. Give them a call. And then SBM Rock Materials. Thank you to our game sponsors for presenting this game for us today.
All right, welcome back. Bottom of the first inning. I'm going to go back to the last out of the top of the first. Corbin Blease's ground out, which, by the way, got a little echo in my ear back at the radio station. The ground out by Corbin Blease, the double play that ended the inning, was the third double play that Blease has hit into against the Leopards this year. So you want to pull a weird stat out, that's one for you. He's had one in each of the 2 of the 3 previous games. Now he has one to start the first inning and get the Leopards out of it. All right, we go to the bottom of the first. Here's a Leopard lineup. W.T. Jones pitching is leading off. Tristan Howard, shortstop, is batting second. It'll be Britton Pipes, the third baseman, hitting in the number 3 spot. Cleanup hitter is Eli Jarvis, the first baseman. Cam Gamble in left field is going to hit 5th. It'll be Maddox Moore, the second baseman, batting 6th. Colin Evans in center field is going to bat in the number 7 spot. Gabe Jarvis, the DH, is hitting 8th, and Dylan Neighbors, the catcher, batting 9th. Infield for North Lamar, Jackson Spangler at first, Tristan Peterson at second, Monty Clark at short. Zach Nielsen is the third baseman. Tanner Diaz, Blake Hildreth, and Joe Lane are the outfielders from left to right. And the catcher is Cade Toms, and Corbin Blease starts off W.T. Jones with a called strike. Blease, a 6-2 record, 33 innings pitched. He gave up 21 walks. That one way wide for a ball. 18 hits, 21 walks, 43 strikeouts. Team's hitting 149 against him, but a lot of free passes from Blease. And he's got a 2.49 earned run average coming into this. Here's the pitch on the way to Jones. That's a good breaking ball from the right-hander. Of course, Jones batting left side. Looks at that one through for strike 2. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. The W.T. Jones pitch on the way. That one ground ball, hard hit. It will get through the infield. Took about 5 bounces to get by the second baseman, Tristan Peterson. But Jones is on with a leadoff single. W.T. hitting .406 on the year and continuing what he really started in the last series without talking about the very last game. He was 5 for 9 with 10 walks in that Farmersville series. He's on first base, and up steps Tristan Howe. Howe hitting .366. 5 doubles and a couple of triples in the season. Tristan batting from the right side. Here's the pitch to him, and the first pitch off speed and misses a little wide for ball number 1. Against the Leopards this year, Blease has had 2 appearances. He started 1 game, 5 2/3 innings pitched, gave up 9 hits, 11 runs, walked 7, didn't strike out anybody. He's behind 1-0 to Howe. Here's the pitch on the way. Tristan fouled that one as he tried to check his swing. And it counts a ball and a strike to Tristan Howe. Leopards in their white uniforms. Of course, they're the home team in this game. The red pinstripes. And the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Blease, the right-hander, makes a turn over to first. Tell you what, it was a very nice move. I would say it's his A- move, and he had WT leaning towards second base and had to really shuffle his feet and dive back into the bag to get there in time. And there's another move over, that one a little more telegraphed. Blease against the Leopards. The 2 appearances, he started the game on March the 15th, went just an inning and 2/3, gave up 3 hits and 2 runs, but he went 4 innings against the Leopards the next time. Howe going to go the other way. This slice is fair ball. Down the right field line. They'll wave Jones around third. He's going to have to hustle to come in, and he does. Liberty-Eylau with a 1-0 lead. Howe standing at second base with a stand-up double. And just like that, 2 batters into this, Liberty-Eylau takes a 1-0 lead as Tristan Howe dumped one right on the chalk on the right field line in no man's land over there. Joe Lane, the right fielder, had a long run to go get it, and WT was already off with the pitch. Cruised around third and into home, and Tristan honestly could have probably gotten to third base on the throw in. It went over the catcher's head. But he stayed at second as Britton Pipes comes up now. Pipes also right-handed hitter. Pipes 4 for 13 in the last series. For the year, he's hitting .333. Leads the team in runs batted in, and he's got a chance to get one here. How good runner at second base. Pipes showing bunt and misses the ball for strike 1. Pipes with 9 doubles. He's the team leader in that category, tied with WT. 1 triple, 1 home run, but he's driven in a team-high 34 runs. That's 8 more than anybody else. He's in the hole, no balls and 1 strike. Let's see how long North Lamar has a leash on pitchers today. This one, another bunt put down third base side, and it's foul. Pipes ran it out, but he's in the hole, no balls and 2 strikes now. You can see Leopards trying to get another runner into scoring position. And we're ready to sacrifice a number 3 hitter to do it. Eli Jarvis, the cleanup man, waits on deck. Winner of this will get the winner of Aubrey and Benbrook. Game 1 was last night. The Bobcats of Benbrook with a 1-0 win over Aubrey, the Chaparrals. Game 2 tonight, they're just getting started over in Capel. And I'll tell you a strange thing about Benbrook after the pitch. It's no balls and 2 strikes now to Britton Pipes. He turns on this one, lifts it down the left field line, but fouls. He hooked it, and it's still 0-2. Benbrook won last night 1-0. Their pitcher threw a no-hitter last night against Aubrey, which is a big deal. But it's not the biggest deal. In the last series, eliminating Van Alstine, they threw back-to-back no-hitters. So the Bobcats have thrown 3 consecutive playoff no-hitters. And the 2 guys that threw it last weekend, this one bounced down low. Catcher can't find the ball, and Howe's going to move up to third base on the wild pitch. The 2 pitchers for Benbrook last week that threw no-hitters were sophomores. So if the Leopards happen to advance winning tonight and Benbrook happens to win, Fort Worth, Benbrook, and their staff of no-hitting pitchers, we'll see Liberty-Eylau. Here's the 1-2 pitch. This one is grounded to short. They'll take the out at first base. And Liberty-Eylau will score as Howe comes in from third base to make it a 2-0 Leopard lead. So Pipes picks up an RBI, Howe picks up a run, and the Leopards now have a 2-0 lead. And here comes Eli Jarvis, first baseman. Jarvis batting from the left side, and the first pitch to him is a little bit low and outside for ball one. Base is empty of Leopards now. Jarvis on the season hitting .356. That one's in there for a fastball down at the knees called strike. Eli shook his head, yep. It's a good pitch. Counts even 1 ball, 1 strike. And Jarvis takes time out. Last series, Jarvis 2 for 6 with 3 walks. Swings and fouls this one, and that got a bunch of Cade Toms, the catcher. And thought for a second they may have got him enough that the umpire was going to walk out there and talk to Corbin Blease, but he said, nah, it got me on the shin guard, even though he's flexing a little bit that right leg. While he does that, Eli goes down and talks to Ricky Rushing, his first base coach. Of course, Craig Jones is coaching down at third. Zach Fowler and Rick Fowler working the dugout. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Breaking ball doesn't break, stays way outside. And the count's even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Leopards with a couple of runs here in the bottom of the first inning. There's 1 away. This one a ground ball, big chopper towards second base. Peterson's got it. He'll make the throw and beat Jarvis by 2 steps for out number 2. And that'll bring us to Cam Gamble. Gamble hitting in the number 5 spot. He's been all over the lineup this year. He's hitting .308. He has 2 doubles, 10 runs batted in, but he has been Mr. Do Everything. He's in left field tonight and batting from the right side. Corbin Blease ready, and here's the pitch to him. That one's called strike, inside corner. Blease hasn't shown a blazing fastball. He's been around the plate, though, and hasn't put anybody on with free passes. And Gamble tried to check his swing, and now he's in the hole, no balls and 2 strikes. Maddox Moore would be the hitter if Gamble can keep the inning going. That one bouncing, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Gamble is 1 for 2 against the Panthers this year. Fastball, he gets a piece of, hits it into shallow right, but the first baseman, Jackson Spangler, sprints out there and makes the catch over his shoulder to end the inning. A shallow little line out to the first baseman, and that'll end it. Leopards get 2 runs, 2 hits. There were no errors and nobody left on base. After 1, Liberty-Eylau 2, North Lamar nothing. So we come right back in 60 seconds to News Talk 107.1 and Texarkana Game Day.
We are excited to announce here at Texarkana Emergency Center and Hospital that we have expanded our capabilities to better serve our community. As a hospital, we have the capability for inpatient services. After your outstanding emergency care, we can smoothly transition you into one of our new inpatient rooms that have telemetry monitors in every room to continue your concierge medicine care. While our patients continue receiving their care in their inpatient suites, we also make sure that your loved ones are taken care of with our outstanding facilities. Our added services include a procedure room and also the capability of MRIs. With our imaging, we are able to offer outpatient, inpatient, and emergency room, MRI, CT, ultrasound, and X-ray. We are honored by your support and look forward to serving all your future medical needs.
Welcome back. We move to the top of the second inning. 2-0 Liberty-Eylau with the lead. Jackson Spangler, the cleanup man, leading off this second inning, and quickly he's in the hole, no balls and 2 strikes as W.T. Jones went off speed, and had Spangler way out in front on each of the first 2 swings. Here's the 0-2, goes off speed again, but stays a little bit outside for ball 1. Spangler on the year, .346 hitter. He's got a .521 on base percentage. He gets on base, and he smacks this one hard. That's going to be in the gap in right center, and they're going to have to chase this one all the way to the wall. Still haven't gotten it. Hagen Power now picks it up. Hits the cutoff man. Maddox Moore is diving headfirst into third as Spangler He took the 1-2 pitch and just laced it into right center field as it rolled all the way to the 370 mark out there. And the Panthers are in business here in the top half of the second. It's 2 consecutive innings. They've gotten the leadoff guy on. Jones walked Tanner Diaz to start the game. He got eliminated on a double play grounder. Now runner at third with nobody out, and Zach Nielsen coming up. Nielsen hitting .268 this year, and the first pitch he sees is a breaking ball wide of the plate for ball 1. Nielsen, a right-handed hitter. Another breaking ball, that one in there for a strike. They're throwing a lot of curves and sliders early to these Panther hitters. Of course, they know them so well. Haven't seen him 3 times this year, and last year, hard ground ball. That's in the hole, and that's going to get the Panthers a run. So a triple and a single, and North Lamar gets back one of the 2 runs that they gave up in the bottom of the first. Nielsen picks up the RBI. Now it's the number 6 hitter, Kenyon Williams. Williams hitting .255. He'll bat from that right side. That was simply a matter of that ball got hit where Tristan Howe couldn't get to it between the third baseman and the shortstop. Pitch to Williams, fastball misses wide. Ball 1. Remember, we are on pitch counts, which means 110's your max. We're only in the 20s right now, but you never know when that starts to become an issue later in a game. Jones goes again outside, misses again, and the count's 2-0. A little bit gun-shy after the triple and the single. He's missed on 2 straight pitches. This one grounded foul third base side. It's 2-1. Cade Toms, the catcher, waits on deck. Williams DHing today. He's hitting for Peterson, the second baseman. He said Williams on the air hitting .255. Panthers struggled against the Leopards for the most part. Nielsen's really the one guy. He had 3 hits and drove in 3 runs. And, of course, he finishes that up or continues that here. Another ground ball. This one right to Howe. To Moore for 1. The relay on the money, and they turn their second double play of the game. 6-4-3 double play eliminates Nielsen and gets their 2 outs. Yep. That'll be your best friend, as they say, for the pitcher. What threat there was is now off the bases. And here's Cade Toms. Toms said just 3 at-bats and 1 hit in the season. This one right back to Jones. Catches the hot one hopper, lobs it to first, and that's how inning number 2 is going to come to an end. But the Panthers get on the board. They got 1 run on 2 hits. There were no errors and nobody left on base. We're going to go to the bottom of the second. Liberty-Eylau 2, North Lamar 1. Back in 60 seconds on News Talk 107.1 and Texarkana Game Day.
Life is busy, and we get it. The State Bank mobile app was designed to make banking more convenient for you. Check account activity, make transfers, pay bills, and manage your debit card in a snap. You can deposit checks from the convenience of your home or wherever life lands you. The State Bank app lets you organize your accounts, manage alerts, and easily email our customer service experts. Now that you have State Bank at your fingertips, you can spend more time doing what's important to you.
Your family, your bank, State Bank.
All right, welcome back. Bottom of the second inning coming up. Chuck, Zach Doty, the silent one.
I don't have much to say.
All right. When you do, it's going to be profound. We know that.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Man of few words, but whenever I speak, you know it's worth hearing.
It's meaningful. All right, we'll wait for that.
Not ready yet.
We start the second with Maddox Moore, Colin Evans, and Gabe Jarvis coming to bat for Liberty-Eylau. Leopards with a 2-1 lead. This is the regional quarterfinals. Leopards lost the coin toss following last weekend's series, and as a result, we got 1. Zach Fowler wants to play 3. Bricksteed says, I'd rather play 1, thank you. And we get 1. Of course, Pleasant Grove's got the same problem. They've got a 1 game with Lyndale after Riley Fincher picking up his 300th win didn't give him any luck. He lost the coin toss as well this past weekend. 2 quick misses by Corbin Blease. That one's in there for a strike, and it's 2-1 to Maddox Moore. Moore 0 for 6 against the Panthers this season. For the year, Maddox hitting .261, and now he's got a evened up count at 2 balls and 2 strikes as he watches another one go by. He was 2 of 11 in the area round, but he reached on 3 errors in the 3 games. Kind of a strange number. Pitch just misses low. Moore with a nice eye to fill up the count. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Maddox batting from the right side and way out over the plate. Fastball misses, ball 4. So first walk from Corbin Blease, and we had talked about that in the last half inning. Blease, 7 walks against the Leopards this season. Here's his first one in this game, and it brings up Colin Evans, who was last Saturday's Game 3 hero. He drove in the winning run in the bottom of the 8th inning to give the Leopards the 3-2 win over Farmersville and move them into the 3rd round of the playoffs. Throw over to first. Blease is working the runners today. Evans just 1 of 8 in this series between North Lamar this year. He was 5 of 13 against Farmersville. We talk about double plays. He hit into 2. But he made amends by driving in the game winner. He grounds one foul wide to first base, and it counts no balls and 1 strike. Evans hits from the left side. He's been as high as 4th in the lineup, as far down as 8th, and he's kind of settled in now at the 7th spot, hitting .257 on the year. 25 runs batted in. He's 4th on the team in that number. Another move over, and again, Maddox Moore diving back in. Probably got another 30-ish minutes worth of sun to deal with. They have the lights on already here at Winsboro. Yeah, have this thing set up where if it's an afternoon or evening and bunt third base side, Evans going to have to hustle to get there, and he does not. However, his sacrifice moves Maddox Moore down to second base.
The lights were actually a point of contention whenever PG played here. We had to have a light delay. It was the first time I've ever experienced that. They couldn't turn the light switches on around here.
Really?
And so we waited about 30 minutes for them to turn lights on in that first game of the Pleasant Grove series.
Pleasant Grove, we said, taking on Lyndale over in Marshall at ETBU, a game that was supposed to be played last night, but as we know, weather has been a bit fickle lately. And
I do have an update from that game already. Lyndale's already up 1-0 in the top of the first with a runner on second and only 1 out.
I assume Hunter Rose is starting for the Hawks.
You are correct.
All right. First pitch to Gabe Jarvis, who stepped in, misses inside for a ball. Jarvis DHing, number 8 spot in the lineup. Gabe pretty good against against North Lamar this year. He's driven in 3 runs. He's 1 for 4 with a couple of walks. Been hit by a pitch. Go back to Colin Evans for a second. Talking about hit by a pitch. He's been hit by 4 pitches by the Panthers staff this year. But he put down the sacrifice bunt to move a runner to second now. This one, ground ball. That's into left field. They're going to hold up Maddox Moore at third base. And Gabe Jarvis puts runners on the corners with 1 away.
I think that's a smart decision there. They've a lot of times got unnecessary outs, sending that runner there, and with it being in the left field, I think that was a perfect call there by Coach Jones.
Let's do a couple things. 1, regular season, they were a lot more aggressive than they've been in the playoffs. 2, Moore got thrown out in the Farmersville series in what could have been the game winner in the 6th inning, trying to go from second to home. Left fielder threw him out on a dime. So same setup. Craig Jones this time says, now let's wait our way through this. And we'll see if maybe Dylan Neighbors, and if not Neighbors, and W.T. Jones can get that run in from third. Neighbors up now. Runners at first and third. Dylan on the season hitting 176, but his 15 walks are 4th on the team. He gets on base. While his batting average isn't great, he's doubled that for an on-base percentage. And with runners in scoring position, he's hitting .263, and he gets hit in the head. He squared to bunt and left his mug out there, and luckily got hit in the helmet, and the bases are loaded.
Quick update on the Pleasant Grove game. A comebacker, Hunter Rose. He catches it and gets the force out at second to turn a double play, and they get out of it only giving up 1 run heading into the bottom of the first.
Dylan Neighbors going to head off the field to get the gear on. He's okay, but they're going to get the gear on him. And as a result, Ivan Banks is going to come in and run it first, and already Brick Steed's coming out to see his pitcher. He's got the whole infield in, so this is certainly a conversation about W.T. Jones is up here. We're in a 2-1 game right now, and this is a very big spot in this game. So where do we go? And he's telling his infielders, and I bet you they're going to probably play in, that we're trying to get the force at home because W.T. is tough to double up. He's fast, and he's coming out of the left-hand batting box, which means he's got about a 2-step head start than if he was on the right side. So you've got that to try to deal with. Your best play you would expect is going to be go to home and try to get the force out there. If Jones hits it right back to a fielder, that's probably the A play. And of course, Jones doesn't want to do that. He singled and scored in the first inning. Against the Panthers this year, he's 5 of 11. 3 runs and 3 RBIs and 3 walks. So he steps up with the bases juiced. Moore's at third, Jarvis is at second, and Zyvan Banks is now running at first base. And the infield is back. They're not going to bring him in. Pitch to Jones, breaking ball high and outside, ball 1. Jones has an excellent eye. You want to look at a guy that gets base on balls, this is your guy. He's got 32 of them on the year. Swing and a miss as he goes after the fastball. The only guy close to Jones in walks on this team is Maddox Moore with 18, so he's almost double the nearest guy for walks. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hits this one the other way. It's going to get down. Oh, yep, dropped. Left fielder had it for a second, dropped the ball, and 1 run comes in to score and make it 2 runs.
I think they're going to say.
Okay, let's reset this. They're going to say he held on to the ball long enough to make the catch, and when he tried to transfer it to his hand to throw it, he dropped it. So Jones lines out. Tagging up to score from third was Moore, and what you got is a 3-1 lead.
So typically you don't know if you can really tag up in that scenario with it being to the left fielder, but him dropping that ball allowed the score to come in and makes it a 3-1 Leopard lead. So 2 outs now. Yeah,
they get a big out in it. Still runners at first and second. Here's Tristan Howe, and that's a called strike. Howe had a double down the right field line that drove in a run in the first. So Leopards pick up another one here in the second. You'd like to get at least 1 more. It's kind of a big morale boost for the Panthers if they manage to get out of bases loaded 1 out, the top of the lineup up. Oh, that's a good one right there, and he misses a little bit low and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. It's a good-looking pitch from Corbin Blease. This good presence of mind by Jarvis. Gave it second base, didn't just take off. He saw the whole thing in front of him and I guess knew the guy caught the ball, and rather than get thrown out trying to go to third base, decided to stay at second. And so he keeps this inning going. And I am looking right into the sun. I apologize for flubbing that call, but it is directly where the left fielder is. Looking at him is exactly where the sun is for me. Here's the pitch. That one's a breaking ball that misses again outside, 2-1. Here in the bottom of the second inning, and Corbin Blease coming up quickly on the 40 pitch number. And you get 110, you figure 5's about all he's going to have at this pace. This one fouled out of play as it's slapped over the first base dugout by Howe. And it counts 2 balls and 2 strikes. Britton Pipes on deck. This inning began with a walk to Maddox Moore, a sacrifice bunt by Colin Evans, a single by Gabe Jarvis that moved runners to first and third. Dylan Neighbors tried to bunt, got hit by a pitch in the head. And then W.T. Jones with a sacrifice fly to left field. The 2-2, hard ground ball. Shortstop dives, can't come up with it cleanly. They're going to try to send the runner around from third. He's going to come in and score, and the Leopards get a 4th run. And I think you're gonna probably have to call that a hit. Shortstop Monty Clark had the ball as he dove for it to his left, but just couldn't secure it cleanly. And alertly, Jarvis went around third and came all the way in to score from second base on basically an infield error by the shortstop. So it's a 4-1 lead. Here's Britton Pipes now. Pipes grounded out to short his first time up.
And that's two-out awareness right there by Coach Jones and Jarvis. Run no matter what. Play's not dead until it's dead. And so they had the prime opportunity and got the score there.
Here's the pitch to Pipes. This one hit hard over the third baseman's head. They'll wave Zyvan Banks around. Throw's going to go the other direction, and it's 5-1 Leopards. Two in the first, now 3 in the second, and Liberty-Eylau takes a 5-1 lead, and they'll keep runners at first and second as Howe moved up one base. Pipes with the RBI single, and here's a number 4 hitter, Eli Jarvis, who grounded out to second base. First pitch, a little high and outside to the lefty for ball 1. Well, this is exactly what the Leopards were looking for. Get out fast. Chance to maybe get some more if Jarvis can make something happen. He tries to check his swing, and it's in there for a called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Speaking of starting fast, the bus didn't start fast. Well, it didn't end fast. Liberty-Eylau's bus apparently had some issues coming out of Mount Vernon. I know because I followed it for 20 miles at about 40 miles an hour. I think Zach Fowler told him if you lose, you walk home. So we'll find a replacement bus, hopefully. 1 ball, 2 strikes as Jarvis fouled that one on the first base side. Cam Gamble's the on-deck hitter. This is the 8th man to come to the plate for LE in this bottom of the second inning. Howe at second, Pipes at first. Swing and a miss, and that'll end the inning. But Liberty-Eylau scratches 3 more across, courtesy of a walk, 2 hits, 1 error, and 2 men left on base. So after 2, LE's got a 5-1 lead. Back for the top of the third when we come back in 60 seconds. News Talk 107.1, Texarkana Game Day.
Whether you're looking for a new or pre-owned car, truck, or SUV, or maybe a new or pre-owned boat or RV, care for a car wash, had a fender bender, or you need service on your vehicle, boat, or RV, we have it all when you let us exceed your expectations at Greg Orr Auto, Marine, and RV in Shreveport, Texarkana, and Ashdown. Shop hassle-free and always be treated like family while choosing from our sensational selection. In Shreveport, visit Orr Acura, or BMW, or Cadillac, or Infiniti, and the Greg Orr Pre-Owned Supercenter. In Texarkana, Mercedes-Benz of Texarkana, Classic Buick GMC, Classic Cadillac, Classic Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Classic Kia, Classic Mazda, Classic Pre-Owned, The Classic Car Wash, Greg Orr Marine and RV, Greg Orr Collision, and Classic Chevrolet in Ashdown. Or visit GregOrAuto.com.
All righty, welcome back as we head to the top of the third inning. Liberty-Eylau with a 5-1 lead. W.T. Jones back to work and counts 2 balls, no strikes to Blake Hildreth, the number 8 hitter, center fielder for North Lamar. That one hard grounder foul, wide of first base, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. It'll be Hildreth, Joe Lane, the right fielder, and then back to the top of the order, and Tanner Diaz. Hildreth batting from the left side. This one another foul as he slaps another one toward the on-deck hitter, first base side. Hildreth hitting 143 on the season. 354 on base percentage. He reaches that one out and slices it foul left field line as Cam Gamble gave it a look but ran out of room. Hildreth on the year against Liberty-Eylau, 0 for 6. And a couple of walks. Batting from that left side. And we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, If you're on the left-hand batter's box, you are really kind of looking into the sun. He swings at this one, lifts it over the head of the first baseman, and it's going to be caught in foul territory. Long run, but Hagen Power tracked it down. And there's your first out of the third. That was a ball that hung up a lot longer than it looked like. I thought for a second that was going to get down over the head of Eli Jarvis into right field, but it kept staying up, and Power with the good legs got to it in foul territory for the first out. So in steps Joe Lane, the right fielder. Another lefty. First pitch, a strike to him. Let's make it 2 in a row. Lane 0 for 3 with 4 walks in the series against Liberty-Eylau this year. This one he smacks foul, left side out of play. Lane hitting 239 on the year, and we got the ooh, which means somebody's car probably just paid for that foul ball.
It's not mine.
The 0-2 fast pitch by Jones, and that one misses. I've said it for the last few weeks. I'm not a fan of the fast pitch, but the Leopards use it occasionally.
That's a Jones specialty.
I know. Another one misses, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Jones pounds his fielder's glove after missing low and away again. Goes quick pitch again, and then blows it by a swinging Joe Lane. I love the quick pitch. I don't know what anybody's talking about. And there's 2 outs. Second strikeout for WT today. And we're back to the top of the order. Tanner Diaz, who walked and got stranded. Well, I say got stranded. Got eliminated on a 6-4-3 double play. This is the place right now you want to get rid of this part of the lineup before we get down to Blease and Spangler and Nielsen. Those are the big 3 you worry about. First pitch, a called strike. And before we get going, we had timeout called. Not sure exactly what happened there. Home plate umpire called time, and now he's walking over toward Zach Fowler. Maybe some, I'm not going to speculate. We'll see. I have a feeling he may be talking about something WT is doing, though. There's no base runners on, so it's not like you can be called for a balk. All right, so a little conversation about what it is that Jones apparently is doing. Field umpire's talking to him as well, the second base umpire is. So we're going to think that there's something in the windup that they don't like.
Second base umpire gave him a shrug, too.
Yeah. So the 0-1 pitch. Fastball, that's in there for a strike, and it's 0-2. Jones seems to be locking in right now. The 0-2 pitch goes fastball again, and that's just a little bit wide. Get some hoot from the Leopard fans who politely protest. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ground ball back to WT. Gloves it and then races the batter and barely beats him. I don't know why he didn't throw it, but he just wanted to take it himself. So he runs down Tanner Diaz, gets the bag before Diaz, and ends the inning. No runs, no hits, nobody left. We're through 2.5. It's 5-1 Liberty-Eylau. Leopards coming back to bat with Gamble, Moore, and Evans. Back in 60 seconds on News Talk 107.1 and Texarkana Game Day.
Texar is a community-first credit union which has served members in and around the Texarkana area since 1951.
Having 3 offices and employing almost 100 people, today Texar serves citizens of Cass, Bowie, Little River, Miller, Red River, and Lamar counties.
Through the years, we've had many different names.
From our humble beginnings as Bowie County Teachers Credit Union to where we are today.
We are honored to offer our members quality service with exceptional products.
We also take pride in staying one step ahead when it comes to introducing the latest and greatest in banking technology.
From personal to commercial banking.
And turning houses into homes.
We believe in banking made easy.
To make life easier for you.
Alrighty, welcome back. Bottom of the third inning, Liberty-Eylau 5, North Lamar 1 in a winner-take-all regional quarterfinal game live from Winsboro. And Cam Gamble steps in to lead off the Leopards bottom of the third against Corbin Blease. Gamble with a line out to the first baseman his first time up. And he's now in front, 2 balls and no strikes. Blease about to throw pitch number 50. And that one's in there for a called strike. Let up a little bit on that. I said earlier, Blease just doesn't have a ton of great stuff. He's just trying to stay around the plate right now, and the Leopards have made him pay for it. That one misses, and it's 3-1. Of course, he started the second inning off with a leadoff walk. And we always talk about you can't walk the leadoff guy coming up in an inning, and he did. That one's in there for a strike. 3-2 now to Gamble. He's yet to swing. And the pitch. Inside, ball 4. So for a second straight inning, leadoff man walked by Corbin Blease. It's a third inning in a row the Leopards have gotten the leadoff man on. And it's Maddox Moore now. Moore was the man who walked and scored back in the second inning to lead that inning off. North Lamar's got Jackson Spangler at first, Tristan Peterson at second, Monty Clark at short, Zach Nielsen at third, Tanner Diaz, Blake Hildreth, and Joe Lane in the outfield. Behind the plate, Cade Thomas. Moore with a big chopper to Blease. He's going to go instead just to first base, and I don't know if he didn't have a play at Gamble at all. He looked at him for a second and decided, no, I'm not going there. I'll take the out at third instead, or at first rather instead. And Gamble's going to move up to second base, and Colin Evans comes up. And it may have really been, it looked kind of like neither middle infielder was actually covering second base. Gamble saw it and didn't have a real reason to run in there hard.
I wonder if it was a hit and run call and then the infield was just like, oh, we'll just give it to him, I guess, because they had no chance.
And if they hadn't done that, they really would have been able to turn a 1-6-3 double play. Here's Evans now, who had a sacrifice bunt back in the second inning. Blease steps off, trying to keep Moore close. This is a pretty big run for the Panthers right now. They really don't want to fall behind the way WT is pitching any more than they already are. Bunt put down, third base side. It's a beauty. Play to first. Nah, they got him by a step. Moore moves over to third base, but it's a great bunt by Evans. Just a better throw by Blease, who came off the mound, got that ball on the third base side and fired it across to retire Colin Evans by a half step. So Cam Gamble moves down to third. And here's Gabe Jarvis, who singled and scored a run. Gets a chance to knock one in here from third, and he swings and misses. First pitch. Actually got a little piece of it for strike one. Dylan Neighbors waits on deck if Jarvis can manage to come through here. Hard ball towards shortstop. Clark's got it. Steps, couple steps, and throws out Jarvis by a full step to end the inning. First time today the Leopards don't score. There were no runs, no hits, no errors, and a man left on. We're through 3 complete. Liberty-Eylau 5, North Lamar 1. Take a 60-second break. We're coming right back. News Talk 107.1 and Texarkana Game Day.
Craving Tex-Mex that tastes like home? Look no further than Tamales Mexican Kitchen. Family owned and operated since 1992, we bring Texarkana the freshest flavors this side of the border. We use only the highest quality ingredients with fresh vegetables chopped daily. Our salsa is made from scratch with steam-peeled Roma tomatoes for a taste that explodes with flavor. We don't settle for anything less than USDA All-American meats, like our signature skirt steak fajitas. Every dish is made with love, from our kitchen to your table. Make Tamales your go-to spot for Taco Tuesdays, Enchilada Wednesdays, or any day you're craving a taste of home. Tamales Mexican Kitchen. Real, fresh Tex-Mex, tastes like home.
Thank you again to our game sponsors, MK Clark Hauling, Ultra Storage, CTS, Clark's Transportation Services, and SBM Rocket Materials. Thank you guys again for your support in covering the Liberty-Eylau Leopards.
And we welcome you back. Top of the fourth inning. 2, 3, 4 hitters coming up for North Lamar. They trail 5-1. W.T. Jones working on the mound. First pitch, fastball high and away for ball one. Clark struck out looking back in the first inning. This one fouled out of play. Count 1 ball, 1 strike. Jones, who pitched game 2 of the last series after the Leopards lost in 8 innings to Farmersville. He got them the win in game 2 and managed to force a game 3 that Liberty-Eylau won in 8 innings again. Very weird series. Leopards left 13 on in the first game. The Farmers left 14 on in the third game. In between was Jones. There's a ground ball to Howe, to Hopper. Tristan's got it, throw in time. Monty Clark is retired and there's one away. Panthers to the moment have 1 hit. Well, make it 2 hits. A triple by Spangler on the best hit ball of the night in the gap in right center, and a single by Zach Nielsen. And here's Corbin Blease. Blease grounded into a first inning killing 6-4-3 double play. The base is empty and 1 away. That's exactly where you want him. And first pitch he sees is a slider for strike 1 up the belt. Blease readjusting the gloves. He's ready now. They go with it again, another breaking ball. This one a little lower in the zone and outside, and Blease fouls that one. And the count's now no balls and 2 strikes.
That sun finally starting to come down
I was about to say,
the tree line.
We're finally about to get a break. Give it another 2 minutes, and we'll finally have some sun gone. 0-2, swing and a miss as Jones strikes out Blease for the second out of the inning. And there's now the number 4 hitter, Jackson Spangler, coming up with nobody on base. Spangler's the one who just drilled the ball into right center. Ended up leading off the second inning and scoring the Panthers' only run to date. Jones ready. This one popped, and this is playable. Third base side, pipes giving way to Howe, and Howe will make the catch in fair territory, and that's how inning number 4 comes to a quick end. A 1-2-3 inning for a second straight time for W.T. Jones. We're going to come back for the bottom of the 4th. 5-1 Leopards leading. You're on News Talk 107.1 and Texarkana Game Day.
Hi, I'm Brooklyn Stevens, General Manager and Marketing Director for Local Habit Coffee Company. Local Habit exists to spark a revival of local communities and the beauty they inherently possess by bringing people together over exceptional third-wave coffee. We then want them to take the joy and good vibes they get from us out into their local town and go make something good happen.
One of our top priorities is providing exceptional customer service. We want to make sure our customers left better than when they came in. Our customers should walk away thinking about how incredible their coffee was, how nice and genuine their barista was, and how inviting and comforting our space is.
Come by today and enjoy a hot cup of coffee with us.
Welcome back, everyone. Again, thank you to our presenting sponsors, our game sponsors here for tonight, MK Clark Hauling, Ultra Storage, Clark Transportation Services, and SBM Rocket Materials. Thank you again, everybody, and thank you to these sponsors for their contribute to this game.
And we are back. Zach Doty. The smooth tones of Zach Doty. It was meaningful stuff. I give you that. All right, we come back for the bottom of the 5th. Liberty-Eylau with a 5-1 lead. You've watched 4.5 innings now. What do you think?
I think WT has gotten better over time. I think that's really helped the Leopards. Getting base runners on early has definitely been the key to both teams, and just capitalizing on kind of mistakes by North Lamar, not turning double plays when they can, running into double plays whenever unnecessary. Just those sort of things.
First pitch swinging, Dylan Neighbors leading off the 5th. He got a round on a fastball, and luckily for the Leopards in their dugout, hit it wide of that dugout for strike 1.
And the bottom of the order getting on base, allowing the top of the order to drive him in has been huge. And driving in runs has been the Leopards' struggle this season at times.
Neighbors not happy about the second pitch, which is called strike. He's in the hole 0-2 now. Then we're back around to the top of the order after Neighbors, who calls time. Corbin Blease still on the mound. He's gone the complete 4 so far. And that one fouled as Neighbors gets just a piece of it. He fouls it back behind home plate. And the sun is no longer a factor. And the temperature should start to come down a little bit. This one hard hit again, just wide of third base. Now, Neighbors is not getting fooled by the fastball. He wants to come there with it. Neighbors is all over it. Breaking ball on the outside he's having some trouble with, but fastball in. Dillon's sitting on it. Here's the 0-2 again. They go back to the off speed away, and he misses it. And it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Close pitch, but Blease did not hit the zone, and it's 1-2 now. Long look, and Neighbors takes time again. Blease not happy about that. He was ready to pitch, and Neighbors stepped out. That one down low. They asked for an appeal to the first base umpire, but he doesn't even move. And the count's 2-2 now.
Update on the Pleasant Grove game. Bases loaded, no outs for the Hawks in the bottom of the second. So they look to put up a run in the 1-0 ball game.
Still 1-0. All right. Well, Neighbors got another piece of this one. Neighbors getting a nice at bat here, driving up Blease's pitch count a little bit. He's into the 60s now. And got him on the off speed. And Neighbors kind of grins about it. It was a pretty weak-hearted swing. He got fooled on the off-speed pitch and didn't want to just sit there and look at it. So he took a hack, but it was too late already into the glove by the time he swung. And there's the first out of the bottom of the 4th inning. And W.T. Jones up now. He singled and had a sacrifice fly and drove in a run. First pitch, misses wide. So he's got a run, an RBI, a single. And he's ahead 1 ball, no strikes. They get 1-1 now as Blease brought a breaking ball in on the hands on Jones. Evens up the count. Tristan Howe on deck. Here's the 1-1. That one misses low and inside for ball 2. Still no wind to speak of, and what little clouds we had before pretty much have dissipated. This one inside again, ball 3. I mentioned last at bat, Jones is a walking machine. He's in line to get one here with a 3-1 count. And gets a called strike outside part of the plate. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Jones, one of the 3 seniors on this Leopard baseball team that got their diplomas yesterday. This one ground ball right to the second baseman. Peterson gloves it, throws in time, and WT is out for the second out of this 4th inning. Of course, Hagen Power, Cam Gamble, and WT. 3 seniors wearing their baseball uniforms, and as has been the tradition, you put that uniform on under your cap and gown. Here's Tristan Howe now. Howe with a double and reached on an error, and he's going to pop this one up. Second baseman will have this play. Nobody around him. He'll glove that a couple steps onto the outfield turf, and that is a quick end to inning number 4. Corbin Blease needed a quick inning. He got one. He hasn't given up runs in 2 innings now. It stays 5-1 as the Leopards go down in order in the 4th. We'll come back for the top of the 5th. 5-1, Liberty-Eylau with the lead. Back in 60 seconds on News Talk 107.1 and Texarkana Game Day.
Meet Tony Langford Roofing, your trusted name in roofing solutions. Decades of experience and top-notch service. Passionate about your home safety, we treat every roof like our own. From repairs to full installations, we've got your home covered. Upgrade your roof with our variety of styles and materials. For roofs that last long, choose Tony Langford Roofing. We've got you covered.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Thank you.
We're back.
Perfect timing.
Zach Doty, Chuck Zach, live this evening from Winsboro, where we just saw greatness. If you're a Leopard fan, The great Robert Cochran just swung by to say hi very quickly. And great friend and greatly appreciated. Love seeing Robert. Hopefully we'll get more time to talk maybe at the end of the game. First pitch fouled out of play by Zach Nielsen, the third baseman for the Panthers, who will lead off this fifth inning. Nielsen, Kenyon Williams, and Cade Toms to face W.T. Jones. That pitch was fouled out of play just wide of the dugout on the first base side for strike one. Fastball by Jones, a little bit low, 1 ball, 1 strike. Nielsen had a single and then was eliminated on a 6-4-3 double play that Kenyon Williams hit. Quick pitch misses, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Bases empty, top of the fifth. 5-1 Liberty-Eylau with the lead. Swinging foul, and the count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jones will throw his 55th pitch with the next one he throws. So he's in pretty good shape. He's not messing around by his pitch count. He's had 2 straight 1-2-3 innings and has retired the last 8 in a row. Last guy to have a hit was Zach Nielsen. And he's got a ground ball toward Pipes, and he boots it. It ate up Britton. He was kind of backing up a little bit, and the ball came up and got him off the heel of the glove, and there's a Leopard error to start the fifth. Hard hit ball, and Britton will tell you that's on him. He was in position but kind of got caught on a hot hop that came up off that turf and ate him up. So Leopards with their first error of the game. And here's Kenyon Williams now. As we said, Williams hit into a 6-4-3 double play first time up, and he'll lift this one into right field. Colin Evans going over, and the ball's going to drop. I don't think there was pretty good communication out there between Hagen Power and Colin Evans. That's a ball that somebody needs to call, and nobody did. And while it's going to be a hit, not an error, it really was an error on the 2 outfielders. That was a playable ball that each one thought the other one had, and nobody took charge. Now, in all fairness, that's the center fielder's ball first. If he can get to it, it's his, unless Powers is going to call it off, and nobody said anything. And now you're going to get Zach Fowler coming out to see his infield. Nobody out here in the fifth, and WT was breezing along, got a routine hot grounder to third, error, routine fly ball to right center, bad communication, and now instead of getting 3 outs this inning, he's going to need to get 5. So 5-1 ball game. Now, you had talked about just a minute ago Pleasant Grove's game.
Yeah, so they had the bases loaded, no outs. They ended up grounding into a double play at home and at first, but runners on second and third. Brenton Clark was due up. They intentionally walked him. And I didn't quite see what Jared Halter was able to do, but nonetheless, they were not able to put a run on the board, and so it is still 1-0 in the top of the third.
So they wasted bases loaded, no outs.
Yep.
Yikes. Lindale, the opponent. Winner of that series will get probably Salinas. Lina won game 1 of their series against Godley yesterday, winning 7-2. They're playing at Denton Geyer tonight. By the end of this evening, we could know all 4 schools that are advancing in Region 2 to the regional semis. Bunt shown, pitch, fastball misses, high and away as Cade Toms, the catcher's up now. Liberty-Eylau, which was cruising along, has a couple little mental errors here in the fifth, and all of a sudden this game's a little bit closer than it should be. Tom shows bunt again, and he bunts it foul. And it counts a ball and a strike. He's the number 7 hitter, so you got Hildreth and Lane, 8 and 9, coming up behind him. W.T. Jones, we had started this inning saying he'd retired 8 in a row. Well, that's over. Here's the pitch. That one's called strike. They did not show bunt that time. So with 2 strikes on Toms, you kind of feel like North Lamar will take the bunt off, although they may believe that trying to get those 2 runners in scoring positions worth the risk with nobody out of even bunting foul. And they started to show it, and Toms called timeout. He started dropping that bat like he was going to bunt, though, with 2 strikes. Infield for the Leopards at double play depth. Third baseman Pipes is the only one that's playing up. Breaking ball smacked into the glove of Maddox Moore. He'll touch second base and they'll get another double play. Moore ranged to his right and snagged that ball. And the momentum took him to the bag at second, and they double off Nielsen. Wow. 5 innings worth of play so far, and the Leopards have turned 3 killer double plays on the Panthers. And now there's 2 outs and Blake Hildreth up. That is a momentum killer for the Panthers. Pitch high as Jones had a little extra muster on that and came up high on Hildreth, who fouled out to the right fielder, Hagen Power. Throw over to first, and back safely is the runner at first, Kenyon Williams. This inning started with an error on the third baseman and then a bad communication in right center field, but looks like the Leopards may be able to wiggle out of this. Runners with first and second, nobody out. Now there's 1 at first and 2 outs. Pitch misses, 2 balls, no strikes. This one hit sky high up in the air to right. Going back is Power. He's got room, and he doesn't catch it. Up along the wall. 1 run's going to come in to score. The Leopards still bobbling around with the ball in the outfield. They're going to wave the runner around. Play at the plate. He's out. Wow. I'm not sure if Power just ran out of room, got tangled up by the fence up there, but Maddox Moore went out and bailed him out, hit the cutoff man Jarvis, and they threw to the plate to get out the batter Hildreth to end the inning. Panthers do pick up 1 run, however. They do that on 1 hit. There was 1 error and nobody left on base. We'll come back for the bottom of the 5th. 5-2 Leopards lead. You're on News Talk 107.1 and on Texarkana Game Day. And we are back, bottom of the 5th. Well, a strange top of the 5th for sure. A bunch of plays you normally wouldn't see from Liberty-Eylau. Britton Pipes is going to lead off this inning. 5-2 ball game. Corbin Blease still pitching for the Panthers. And the first pitch is in there for strike 1. And that one low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pipes, Jarvis, and Gamble batting for Liberty-Eylau. Bottom of the 5th. Another slider misses low. Counts 2 balls and 1 strike now. Hard hit ball over the head of the shortstop and into left field. Pipes has his 2nd hit of the game. And the Leopards get a leadoff man on for the 4th time in 5 innings. Pipes 2 for 3. And here's Eli Jarvis, a ground out and a strikeout. Let's see if the Leopards try to squeeze back that 1 run they just gave up. And ask the number 4 hitter, Jarvis, to put down a bunt. We got a good move from Blease, and he throws it right away, keeping Pipes close. Leopards with 2 in the 1st, 3 in the 2nd. Panthers with 1 in the 2nd and 1 in the 5th. Hard hit ball, that's in the right. It'll get down for a base hit. And they'll hold Pipes up at second base. There was your answer. Leopards weren't playing small with the number 4 hitter, and Jarvis has his first hit.
Jarvis coming back with his injury. He's been incredible and doing a great job of putting the ball in play and advancing runners when they're needed.
And Brick Steed's coming out to see his pitcher. Corbin Blease has thrown 76 pitches. He may not get to throw 77th. This is a very direct walk out to the mound. He hasn't taken the ball yet, but he's having a conversation pretty much with his pitcher. The rest of the infield is there, but this conversation seems at the moment to be primarily with Corbin Blease. And the Leopards will have their own little meeting as well. Winner of this gets either Fort Worth, Benbrook, or Aubrey. Benbrook with a 1-0 lead after a 1-0 win last night. If Aubrey wins tonight, they'll get Game 3 tomorrow at 1 o'clock at Capel.
Update from Marshall. Lindale just brought in another run off of an RBI single. And so now 2-0 for the Lindale Eagles in the top of the third. 2 earned runs for Hunter Rose.
It's the danger of one game. It's terrifying when you know you're the better team, but one game can get you. We lost a game to Paris.
Yeah.
There's no question the Leopards are better than Paris this year, but we lost a game to the Wildcats.
It all comes down to strategy. It was similar to Liberty-Eylau and Salina last year. I mean,
yep.
Salina, you would argue, was the better team coming into that game, but Liberty-Eylau capitalized on different strategies and made it work in their favor, and that's how they ended up in Austin.
All right, so Cam Gamble steps up now. Runners at first and second, nobody out. He showed bunt on the first pitch, and it was outside for ball 1. Gamble's 0 for 1 with a line out to the first baseman and a walk. Brenton Pipes is at second. Eli Jarvis is at first. They show bunt again. It's put down third base side. Nielsen's throw is only going to be able to be at first base, and he pulls his man off the bag. Bases are loaded as Nielsen's, and let's talk about the throw for a second. Nielsen had to throw that over the head of Gamble, and his throw, while it got over the head, also got first baseman Jackson Spangler off the bag. And now the umpiring crew is going to have a 4-man discussion to make sure that Spangler actually had the foot out. Brick Steed wants a conference between the umpires to confirm was that an out or not. Even if Gamble's out, he did his job and got the runners to second and third. If he's not out, well, the bases are loaded for Maddox Moore, and nobody's out here in the inning.
Pitching change for Pleasant Grove as they're going with Jarrett Halter now on the mound.
Uh-oh. This is a longer conversation than it should be. Either you saw it or you didn't, and they're still having this conversation. This is 30-plus seconds or more now of these 4 guys having this discussion, and I think it's a pretty simple, was his foot on the bag or wasn't it? Did anybody see any different? And they're still having this conversation. And here comes a signal, and they're going to say safe. All right. Bases are loaded with Leopards. 3 singles to start this inning. A hard hit ball by Pipes to left, a hard hit ball by Jarvis to right, and a bunt single by Gamble, where Nielsen had to avoid hitting Gamble in the back with the ball. And here's Maddox. He's 0 for 1, walked and scored, grounded out to the pitcher trying to bunt. And first pitch he sees is a called strike. Maddox has struggled against North Lamar. He's 0 for 6 on the season. They make it 0 for 7 after this game. Ground ball. Shortstop gloves it. They're going to go only to first base. Leopards pick up the run to make it a 6-2 game. Well, he didn't get on base, but he drove in a run, did Maddox Moore. That was pretty important. So Jarvis moved up to third. Gamble moved up to second. There's 1 away, and Colin Evans up now. Evans with 2 sacrifice bunts back to the pitcher and was barely thrown out on the second one. He may get to swing away finally. First pitch, breaking ball catches the outside part of the plate for strike 1. Corbin Blease has now given up 6 runs, and the Leopards got back the one they gave up in the top of the 5th. Bounces it in there. Good block that time by Cade Toms, the Panthers catcher. One ball, 1 strike. Gabe Jarvis waits on deck. Hit the other way off the handle, and it's going to go foul. So he sliced it down the left field line. Kind of like he did last Saturday before he had the game-winning hit. He had a similar hit that way, and then came back and straightened it out a little bit, hit it over the shortstop's head, and drove in the game-winning run Saturday. Count 1-2 to Colin now. If he gets a base hit here, 2 more Leopard runs may very well cross the plate. Gamble's not the fastest guy, but he's a good base runner. They're all waving away gnats right now. They are all over this field. Here's the pitch. Whoa, breaking ball inside. The Panther fans thought that was strike 3. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes, however. There's a lot of spiders, a lot of flies, a lot of gnats here at Winsboro.
Don't forget the ants.
No, I hadn't seen any of those. 2-2. That one's obviously low and inside, ball 3. Pretty big minute for the Panthers. Even the umpire now trying to wave off the gnats at second base. I think they got a spray for that.
They do. I smelled it earlier,
Yeah.
actually. I could smell it in the air.
They need to bring more of it back. There's flies all over this net, too. If you look at the net in front of us, there are flies hanging out everywhere.
We're getting some discussion again by the umpiring crew now.
Corbin Blease is taking his cap off trying to shoo the bugs away. Now, I think there was maybe a conversation about either if the ball hit him or if he went around trying to avoid it. But either way, they'll say it's 3 balls and 2 strikes on Evans as he steps back in the box. Quick conference for the umpires that time. 3 balls, 2 strikes. That hits him. And that's going to send a runner to first, and the bases are loaded as Colin got hit on that right leg. Colin's kind of been a magnet for getting hit by pitches. That is the 5th time this season North Lamar pitchers have hit Colin Evans. 5 times in 4 games. So Gabe Jarvis comes up now. Jarvis with a single and a run scored and a ground out to the shortstop. Infield all in now for the Panthers. First pitch, strike outside corner to the lefty. Jarvis can get a hit here. Leopard's going to break this thing open. Bases are juiced with Leopards. Pitch misses inside, 1-1. Eli's at third, Cam is at second, Collins at first. Panthers trying to get the out at the plate and keep this a 4-run game. Swung on in kind of a defensive swing, fouled it back into the screen, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes still. Dylan Neighbors waits in the on-deck circle. If you get past them, you're back to the top. By the way, we're coming up on what will be pitch number 90 from Corbin Blease. As we play here in the 5th, 6-2 Leopard lead. Swing and a miss, and he'll go down on strikes on a ball that was way down in the dirt. Looked certainly like ball 3 or ball 2. And he goes back shaking his head. Not sure what he saw or what he thought, but Blease got him on a pitch down around his ankles. That is strikeout number 3 for Corbin Blease. Here's Neighbors now. Dylan's been hit by a pitch. When he squared the bunt, got hit in the helmet, and then he struck out. Blease starts him off speed, but it's up top. He had troubles with the breaking ball in the last at-bat. He was good on the fastball, and he struck out on a curve that caught him looking, and then swinging late. 1-0. Hard ground ball. Shortstop Monty Clark's got it. They'll go across the diamond to first. Throws it wide. 1 run scores. 2nd run scores. And the Leopards will hold up the third at third base, and they've now got an 8-2 lead. And they should have scored 9. They weren't paying good enough attention. They really weren't. A ball got thrown away by the Panthers coming back to the infield, and really Evans should have scored from third just now. But Neighbors gets on courtesy of an error by the shortstop, and I'm not sure why he didn't go to second base. That was his easiest play, and instead he tried to throw all the way across to first. His error lets Jarvis score and lets Gamble score.
Well, not only does he go to first, his first look was third.
Yeah.
I mean, your first look should be second in that situation. That's the easiest play, but by the time he looks to third, second's now difficult, and he makes the difficult throw to first anyway.
And Corbin Blease is done. Monty Clark's about to take the mound. So let's take a 60-second break. We'll come right back. New pitchers warming things up. It's 8-2 Leopards. They got runners at second and third. There are 2 outs, and W.T. Jones about to face the new pitcher when we come back. Here on Newstalk 107.1 and on Texarkana Game Day.
My name is Doug Willett. I own M&M Tire and Auto Center. We've been here for over 40 years. We're just a mom and pop place. We service any type of vehicle that you can think of. We do front end alignments. We got the best front end alignment machine guys here, and we also do AC work for the new Freon, which is the 1234 FY. We do that too. Plus tires. Now that's the major thing. Cooper Tire employees, we're really special with them. We give you 15% off, plus also you get your Goodyear employee refunds back on your tires, which is great for you. Extra value is what you get when you buy from Doug Willett. Don't worry, my guys will take care of you too.
Again, we want to thank our game sponsors for this series against North Lamar, MK Clark Hauling, Ultra Storage, Clark Transportation Service, and SBM Rocket Materials. Thank you for your contribution to this game and for supporting the Liberty-Eylau Leopards.
And we are back with W.T. Jones stepping in. So we'll close the book out almost on Corbin Blease. He went 4 2/3 innings. At the moment, he's responsible for 8 runs plus the 2 that are on base. He gave up 3 hits in this inning, so 7 overall. He did a pretty good job limiting the walks, which we said was kind of his bugaboo. He only had 1 walk today, hit a couple of batters, and struck out 3. So here's Jones as he steps in, 1 for 2 today. And the first pitch, up top, ball 1. Monty Clark on the year. He's been in 8 games. This is his 9th, 1-1 record. 16 innings, 18 hits, 13 strikeouts. That pitch misses wide. And 13 walks with a 7.14 earned run average. He's hit 10 batters in 16 innings. So he's a bit wild. Right-hander comes to the plate. That one misses inside. The count's 2-0, 3-0 rather, to W.T. Jones. Clark had pitched 1 time against Liberty-Eylau, went 1 inning, gave up 2 hits and 1 walk, but no runs. And there's ball 4. 4-pitch walk. Leopards are going to send 9 to the plate in this 5th inning because Tristan Howe's striding up there. Howe's 1 for 3 with a double and an RBI. He reached on an error by the shortstop, and he popped out to the second baseman. So the Leopards with bases loaded again. By the way, Zyvan Banks running at second base and getting mauled out there by the Bugs. They must be the worst between the mound and the second base bag because they're all over him. And I think WT is coming in. They're going to get a runner for him. Will Tipton, I believe, is going to come out and run for the pitcher spot. I don't know what you spray for gnats if you're individual. Like, is there off? Is there?
I would just assume you're off typical bug spray. I mean, I don't.
If we were playing a 3-game series, we'd make sure we're all loaded with it tomorrow. All right, in comes Howe now. There's 2 outs, bottom of the 5th. Already 3 runs across. Pitch misses low, ball 1. That's 5 straight misses for Monty Clark.
If you're North Lamar, you can't be giving up easy runs. You're 2 runs away from this game being over.
Well, 4.
We're in the bottom of the 5th.
I know, but you're only up 6. Got to be up 10.
My fault.
You're adding them together.
I'm thinking 10 runs as a whole. I'm so lost right now. Never mind.
2 balls
Forget what I said.
and no strikes as he missed on the pitch outside. And then finally got a strike. So after 6 straight misses, Clark throws a strike. And the count's 2 balls and 1 strike. I think if you're getting anywhere on base, the batter's box, you want to swing just to avoid the bugs. And now the catcher's got to take off his mask because he's had some of them blow apparently into his eyeball. He's getting him out of his right eye.
Tristan just said I can't see.
Yeah.
To his to the dugout.
Howe can't see. The catcher can't see. Banks is getting eaten up at second base. We need the 10-run rule to get out of here before the bugs eat us all. Ground ball. Topper, Nielsen, third base side, but it's going to be foul. And we'll all go back and start again. And now you got to go back in there. If you're Howe, you're like, no, don't make me go back there. I like my spot at shortstop. I wouldn't get eaten up like this. 9 to the plate in the 5th for the Leopards. A single by Pipes and then Jarvis and then Gamble. Moore grounded out. Evans was hit by a pitch. Gabe Jarvis struck out. Neighbors reached on an error by the shortstop that let 2 runs score. And then W.T. Jones walked. And Howe, nice job laying off. I don't know what he can see or can't see, but he did a nice job laying off that pitch. Full count, 3-2. Pressure on young man Monty Clark on the mound. He has to throw strikes. Leopard's going to be off and running with this pitch. Here they go. Ball 4. And they'll all run to the next base. 2 straight walks for Clark. Leopards pick up a 9th run now. And for Tristan Howe, that's an easy little RBI walk. Colin Evans comes in to score. How about this? Every spot in the Leopard lineup has scored today. Here's Britton Pipes, who led off this inning with a single. First pitch he sees off speed, inside corner, strike 1. They have batted around and then some here in the 5th, trying to blow open what was a 5-2 game. Get Pipes to get a double here. We can end this game now. That one misses wide, 1-1. Shading him just a little bit to left field out from the center fielder spot, Blake Hildreth. By the way, the pitcher Corbin Blease went to the shortstop spot. That's where Monty Clark had been, so they just an easy swap there. That one misses low and away. 2-1. Monty Clark with a big exhale. North Lamar looking at their season slipping away from him here. 2 balls and 1 strike. 3-1. That gets by the catcher. It's going to shoot back off of the backstop, but it doesn't matter. As sliding in to score is Ivan Banks to make it 10-2. And the other 2 runners moved up with that wild pitch. That's a bad sounding horn over there.
That one wasn't good.
All right, 3-1 to Pipes. First base is open. That's a strike. And it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Really want the hit here. You don't want to mess around having to throw an extra inning worth of work for WT or anybody else. Three balls and 2 strikes. Right-hander Monty Clark to right-hander Britton Pipes. Here's the pitch. Whoa, got him in the small of the back. He's on base, and the bases are loaded again. Yep, Eli Jarvis is next. Second time he's going to bat in this inning. Jarvis has grounded out, struck out, and singled into right field. So the Leopards with runners at all 3 bases. Tipton's at third, Howe is at second, Pipes is at first. 10-2 Leopards lead. A 5-run fifth already. Looking for a little bit more. Pitch low, ball 1. And by a little more, we mean 2. Liberty-Eylau has 10-run ruled the Panthers twice this season. They're trying to do it for a 3rd time. That one inside, ball 2. The only close game, North Lamar led 3-2 in the 6th. The Leopards scored 5 runs in the 6th inning to win 7-3. That's a strike, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. The other 2 times, 13-3. Here's the 2-1. Ground ball foul, first base side. Ricky Rushing. No effort at all over in the first base coach's box.
Been taking lessons from the third base coach's box.
Yeah. 2 balls and 2 strikes. You can hear the chant of "Let's go Eli" behind us from some parents. Two balls, 2 strikes. Clark's pitch. They're asking if he went around. Third base says nope, he did not. And we got a 3-ball, 2-strike situation. Very close. That could have easily been called strike 3. Catcher wanted to appeal to the first base, and it was like, that's not his call. That's the third base umpire's call. And the third base umpire said, no, he didn't go. So here we go again, 3-2. Runners going. Pitch hit into center. Center fielder going back, and will make the catch in deep straightaway center field to end the inning. So the Leopards don't quite finish it off. They get 5 runs in the 5th, however. They send 11 men to the plate. They pick up 3 hits, 2 hit batters, 1 error, and they leave the bases loaded. So after 5, it's a 10-2 score back in 60 seconds here on News Talk 107.1 and Texarkana Game Day.
We are excited to announce here at Texarkana Emergency Center and Hospital that we have expanded our capabilities to better serve our community. As a hospital, we have the capability for inpatient services. After your outstanding emergency care, we can smoothly transition you into one of our new inpatient rooms that have telemetry monitors in every room to continue your concierge medicine care. While our patients continue receiving their care in their inpatient suites, we also make sure that your loved ones are taken care of with our outstanding facilities. Our added services include a procedure room and also the capability of MRIs. With our imaging, we are able to offer outpatient, inpatient, and emergency room, MRI, CT, ultrasound, and X-ray. We are honored by your support and look forward to serving all your future medical needs.
Lamar coming at you live from Winsboro, and we'll lead off the 6th inning. The number 9 hitter, Joe Lane, quickly grounds out to Maddox Moore at second base. You heard the ding of the bat. First pitch, 1 out. And that brings us back to the top of the order, Tanner Diaz. Diaz 0 for 1. He's walked and he grounded out on a ball that W.T. Jones snagged and then raced him to first base and beat him by a step. First pitch called strike. Jones 65 pitches as we're now into the 6th inning. Pitch fastball high. He was doing a lot of breaking balls early. Now he seems to settle in to go back to the number 1. And he does it again. This one hit in the air, way up. Center field, Colin Evans started coming in. Now has to go back and makes the catch for the 2nd out. Leopards lead it by 8. And if you're wondering, they're back down to the middle bottom part of the order. Gamble, Moore, and Evans to bat in the bottom of the 6 as they try to A, keep the Panthers from scoring any more here, and B, try to get 2 more runs in the home half of the 6th inning and end this. Fastball high again. For ball 1, Monty Clark 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out. Jones all heat. That one belt high, a little higher than belt high, strike for a his fastball, and it's 1-1. And it's 1-2 as Clark can't catch up to it. Well, if you're a batter right now, this is where you don't want to see W.T. Jones. He's got a big lead. He's locked in. He wants to work and get off the mound, and you're trying to keep your season going. 1-2 pitch. Lifted in the air, right field. Long run power, and he's going to make a great grab. Holy cow, in foul territory. Hagen Power had a couple of plays in an inning that had a run score in the 5th that he probably could have made, then makes a highlight reel catch, diving for a ball in foul territory in right field to end the inning. No runs, no hits, nobody left. Bottom of the 6th, Leopards 10, Panthers 2. Here on News Talk 107.1 and Texarkana Game Day.
Life is busy, and we get it. The State Bank mobile app was designed to make banking more convenient for you. Check account activity, make transfers, pay bills, and manage your debit card in a snap. You can deposit checks from the convenience of your home or wherever life lands you. The State Bank app lets you organize your accounts, manage alerts, and easily email our customer service experts. Now that you have State Bank at your fingertips, you can spend more time doing what's important to you.
Your family, your bank, State Bank.
All right, welcome back as we move to the bottom of the 6th. Chuck Zach Doty along with you. Leopards trying to get into the regional semifinals against either Aubrey or Benbrook, which you would expect would be 3-game series territory again next week. If it's Benbrook, you're talking about somebody from Fort Worth. You may be playing in McKinney next week. All right, it'll be Cam Gamble, Maddox Moore, and Colin Evans to face Monty Clark. Leopards with a 10-2 lead. First pitch, a fastball high. Gamble line out, a walk, single, and a run scored. Leopards with 7 hits to get their 10 runs. They've been the beneficiaries of 2-hit batters, 3 bases on balls, a couple of errors, and those 7 hits. And the count now 2 balls and 1 strike. Ellie has left on base 6 through the first 5 innings. 2 balls and 1 strike. And this one hard hit off the leg of the second baseman as Gamble's got his 2nd straight hit. So Leopards batting here in the 6th. Now get Maddox Moore up. Moore is 0 for 2, walk and 2 groundouts. Maddox had a stellar play in the field where he snagged a line drive and then tagged second base for a double play when the Panthers were threatening with a closer game. Pitch in there for a called strike. Moore in the last series, 2 for 11. As I said earlier, he got on base 3 times thanks to errors. He had a couple of walks as well. He gets on base. He tried to check his swing that time and then dropped in for a strike, and it's 0-2 to Maddox. Colin Evans on deck. If the Leopards don't score 2, we'll have to come back for a 7th inning. And in the 7th, it'll be Blease, Spangler, and Nielsen, the 3-4-5 hitters. And by the way, we're getting Zyvan Banks back out to run for Cam Gamble, which makes me think Cam may be pitching in the 7th. Counts 0-2 now to Moore. So Leopards finish all of their moving around of parts. Only gotten 71 pitches out of W.T. Jones, so he's still got plenty of ammunition in the cannon. Throw over to first and back safely is Zyvan Banks. And they fake that way again. Not really sure why that run matters that much. I mean, obviously you don't want any more to score, but they're really trying to keep the second run from getting in and ending this thing. Banks off and running. Moore trying to protect him, swings at the pitch, and I think he struck out and will go down to first because the catcher dropped the ball. He made a throw to second base, but Maddox Moore, I don't think the catcher caught that cleanly. We're going to see. Now the first base umpire waves him back to go to the dugout. And I think part of that was first base was occupied, so you can't run there. Even if Zyvan took off running, it didn't matter. First base was still considered occupied, so even with a third strike that was dropped, you can't advance to the bag. So he strikes out. Banks steals second base nonetheless. And here's Colin Evans. Evans has not had an official at bat. He's got 2 sacrifice bunts, and he's been hit by a pitch. And he scored 1 run. First pitch to him is a ball. That one low and inside. They'll throw behind Banks again at second base now. Gabe Jarvis is the on-deck hitter. Pitch on the way, fastball away, 2 balls and no strikes to Colin Evans. Zach Fowler over there trying to, he's been pretty quiet in the dugout tonight. Normally you hear him an awful lot. He's been pretty quiet. His team jumped out to a 2-0 lead in the first, a 5-0 or a 5-1 lead after 2 innings. That pitch low ball 3. It got to 5-2, but the Leopards responded right away. Every time the Panthers have scored, the Leopards have answered. They scored 1 in the second. The Leopards scored 3 in the bottom of the second. They scored 1 in the fifth. The Leopards scored 5 in the bottom of the fifth. And that pitch misses ball 4. So Evans.
That was called a strike.
Oh, it was called a strike. I thought he pointed to first. My bad. 3 balls and 1 strike. I glanced and thought he pointed that way, and he actually signaled strike. So 3-1 now. Off goes Banks, who starts to go, and this one's fouled out of the glove of the catcher. And it'll be 3 balls and 2 strikes to Evans. Evans had a 3-hit game in one of the Farmersville ball games. And then, of course, like I said a few times, was the hero in the 8th in Game 3 on Saturday and advanced the Leopards into this round, eliminating the Farmers. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Ground ball wide of Clark. It's grounded to Peterson. His throw just in time gets Evans. Banks moves on to third base. So with 2 away, here's Gabe Jarvis. Jarvis 1 for 3, single, run scored, ground out and a strikeout. Banks at third base, 10-2 Leopard lead, 2 out, bottom of the 6th. Fastball wide, ball 1. If it wasn't for the bugs, a picture-perfect night here at Winsboro. That one low, ball 2. Dylan Neighbors waits on deck. You mentioned the bottom part of the order. They've been getting on, or they've been doing their job, depending on how you want to look at it. After the pitch, we'll kind of talk our way through it. Yeah, he steps out. From the 7, 8, 9 hitters, Evans has an 0 for 1 game, but he's been hit by a pitch, scored a run, and had 2 sacrifice bunts. So successful stuff in the 7 spot. That one's a strike. Throw down to third base as Banks dives back in. Jarvis, a single, and scored a run in the 8 spot. He's 1 for 3. And Neighbors hit by a pitch and reached on an error, and his spot scored 2 more runs. So they've scored 4 runs in the bottom third of the order. And they've been on base 4 times and had 2 sacrifice bunts in there. This one's a chopper toward Blease, the shortstop. His throw on the money. Boy, it looked like Jarvis even got there in time, but It ends the 6th inning. Leopards don't score in this inning. No runs, 1 hit. There were no errors and another man left on. 7 left on for the Leopards through 6 innings. They'll come back for the bottom of the 7th. Looks like WT is going back to the mound as he'll face the 3, 4, 5 hitters with a 10-2 lead and 3 outs left to get to win this one. Back in 60 seconds on News Talk 107.1 and Texarkana Game Day.
Whether you're looking for a new or pre-owned car, truck, or SUV, or maybe a new or pre-owned boat or RV, care for a car wash, had a fender bender, or you need service on your vehicle, boat, or RV, we have it all when you let us exceed your expectations at Greg Orr Auto, Marine, and RV in Shreveport, Texarkana, and Ashdown. Shop hassle-free and always be treated like family while choosing from our sensational selection. In Shreveport, visit Orr Acura, or BMW, or Cadillac, or Infiniti, and the Greg Orr Pre-Owned Supercenter. In Texarkana, Mercedes-Benz of Texarkana, Classic Buick GMC, Classic Cadillac, Classic Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Classic Kia, Classic Mazda, Classic Pre-Owned, The Classic Car Wash, Greg Orr Marine and RV, Greg Orr Collision, and Classic Chevrolet in Ashdown. Or visit GregOrAuto.com.
Alrighty, welcome back. Top of the 7th inning as we get rolling here in Winsboro. Chuck Zach Doty. Liberty-Eylau taking on North Lamar for the 4th time this year. Trying to move into the regional semifinals for the 2nd straight season. Ball fouled out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike to Corbin Blease. He's 0 for 2 with a 6-4-3 double play and a strikeout. And that one way up high. 2 balls and 1 strike. W.T. Jones has gone the entire way for the Leopards. At the moment, he's given up 2 runs on 4 hits. He's been the beneficiary of 3 double play balls that happened in the first 5 innings. This one fouled, and it's 2-2 now as Blease went after a pitch that was obviously low out of the strike zone. WT has struck out 3 and has walked 1. Oh, and he got him looking at a beautiful pitch for the first out of the inning. It's twice he's struck out Blease. That's no easy task. Now, Blease 1 for 11 against the Leopards coming into this game, so he's now 0 for 3. That's 1 for 14 with 3 double plays that he's hit into. And he struck out 6 times in those 13 at-bats. Here's a swing and a miss by Spangler. Spangler with a triple and a run scored in the 2nd inning, popped out to the shortstop in the 4th. He's in the hole, no ball, 1 strike. Make it 0-2 as he whiffs at 1 low and away. Zach Nielsen, the on-deck hitter for North Lamar. Here's the pitch from Jones. Ooh, nice looking pitch, but a little bit wide. And what's coming up next is pitch number 80 from WT. That one he misses low, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes to first baseman Jackson Spangler. Leopards have done an amazing job handling Blease. When you think about the guy's hitting .424, and this one's hit into left center, and that's going to get down for another base hit. Spangler rounding first, going for second. Throw coming in a little bit late. And Spangler's got his 2nd extra base hit of this game. So Spangler now 2 for 3 with a double and a triple. And the Panthers keep a little more life. Zach Nielsen, who's 1 for 2, single, and reached on an error by Britton Pipes at 3rd. Jones stepping off as he looks in a long time. Dylan Neighbors says, all right, well, let's talk about this then. Neighbors goes out to see his senior pitcher. This was big for a number of reasons. They can finish this off. They didn't have to use Howe, and they didn't have to use Gamble tonight. And they'll allow those two guys another week of rest. They can hold on to an 8-run lead here in the 7th before they'll have to play in the regional semis. You kind of think that both Howe and Gamble could use the rest. They pitched an awful lot near the end of the season. Jones said, I'm having trouble seeing because of the bugs too. They're flying all over me. The pitch was up high, 1 ball, no strikes. Canyon Williams on deck. It's 5 hits that Dub's given up today. 2 of them to Jackson Spangler. Fastball misses, 2-0. He's just trying to get off the mound at this stage. Misses, 3-0. Kind of feel like Fowler will let him just finish it off. He's got an 8-run lead even if he walks this guy. And that's a called strike, 3-0. So 3 balls, 1 strike. You're coming down to the bottom part of the order where, with the exception of a double by Hildreth and a single by Williams, he's handled the rest of them pretty easily, and there's ball 4. So second walk. He walked the first guy he faced in the ball game, and he walks what, well, you think maybe the last guy he faces, but Fowler says, no, we're going to let him stay. So he'll face Cannon Williams. Williams is a single run scored, and he's hit into a 6-4-3 double play. And Leopards could use 1 more of those right now. 1 away here in the top of the 7th. Pitch to Williams, swung on and missed. Canyon going to step out a little bit and slow down W.T. Jones. And the pitch. Just a little low and out. Ball 1, 1 ball, 1 strike. Jones had 1, 2, 3 innings in the 3rd and the 4th and the 6th. Ground ball. Howe in the hole. They'll go to 3rd to get the force out there and get the lead runner. Rick Stee doesn't like it, but it really was pretty obvious right in front of the umpire. So the Panthers are down to their final out. And the number 7 hitter, catcher Cody Toms coming up. He's 0 for 2. With a ground out and a line out that Maddox Moore turned into a double play. Leopards just need 1 now. Swung and fouled out of play for strike 1. We'll try to get you an update from PG before we go off the air today. Here's the 0-1. That's high. Ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Winner of Pleasant Grove's game against Lindale gets either Salina or Godley in the regional semis next weekend. This one high, ball 2. Leopards, if they finish this out, will get to see either Benbrook or Aubrey. 2 balls and 1 strike as Jones misses again, up and out. And he's high again, ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike. Fowler looks into his dugout, and he may be getting somebody ready to warm up just in case.
Go ahead and give you an update right now. Score is still 2-1 for the Lindale Eagles, bottom of the 5th.
Yikes.
With no outs. Cade Martin on first base, Hunter Rose up to bat.
All right. So 3 balls and 1 strike. The number 7 hitter. So you're coming up on 8 and 9. If you're Jones, he pops this one up foul. It may be playable. Jarvis in foul territory, can't quite get there. He didn't really run hard to the spot. He tried to jog to get to where he thought it was going, keeping his eye on the ball. He probably could have put a head down and sprinted out there and tried to get to a spot, but didn't want to risk losing the ball up in the air, and so he couldn't quite keep up with the ball slicing away from him. It's still 3 balls and 2 strikes. So Panthers down to their final strike of the season. Jones ready. Swung on and missed, and there it is. W.T. Jones throws his 95th pitch of the night, and it strikes out Cade Thomas to end the game. He gives up no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 men left on base. And how about W.T.? The senior takes the mound and throws himself, not necessarily a gem. He gave up 5 hits, but only 2 runs, and he gets the Leopards into the regional semifinals next week. Thoughts, Zach Doty?
I think it was an incredible showing for Liberty-Eylau, kind of a confidence boost, I would say, in this game. Some tough games so far to start the playoffs. That first round against Chapel Hill, and then losing that first game against Farmersville kind of were tough games to kind of put you up against, but coming out here, getting a 10-2 win against a district rival in North Lamar is always a good feeling, and now you're heading on to the regional semifinals.
The left just 3 base runners on did the Panthers, thanks to 3 double plays. Jones went 7 innings for the win, gave up 5 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts to improve his record to 8-2. Corbin Blease takes the loss, 4 2/3 innings. He gives up 10 runs, 7 hits, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts, and hit 2 batters. Every Leopard spot scored today from 1 through 9. We had 2 hits each from the bats of Britton Pipes and Cam Gamble, 2 RBIs from Tristan Howe and Britton Pipes, and the Leopards pick up the win on a final score of 10-2 over North Lamar. Leopards improved to 27-8-1 on the year. North Lamar season comes to an end. They were the 3rd place team in 15-4A. Their year ends with a record of 16-19. So the Leopards move on. Aubrey or Benbrook is the opponent for the next round. We'll wait until after the game tonight or maybe tomorrow to find out which one of them wins that series. Pleasant Grove trailing Lyndale with the winner of their game facing either Salina or Godley. Well, excellent seeing you again, Zach Doty.
Absolutely.
We should do this again sometime.
Hopefully next week.
Might happen. Tell you what, I'm Chuck Zach. For Zach Doty, for Faye back at the station, you've been listening to News Talk 107.1 and watching Texarkana Game Day. We'll stay here on the Game Day part of this presentation. We're going to cut off the radio part of it, though. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll be back with you again next week for the regional semifinals here on News Talk 107.1. So long, everybody.
And again, everybody, we just want to remind you, thank you again to our game sponsors, MK Clark Hauling, Ultra Storage. You can visit them at www.ultraministorage.com. CTS, Clark Transportation Services. Give a call to either of those numbers or that fax. And then SBM Rockin' Materials. Thanks to these game sponsors again for supporting the Liberty-Eylau Leopards and supporting Texarkana Game Day and making this stream possible. Last words, I want to encourage everybody to go tune in on our YouTube and Facebook page as Lyndale and Pleasant Grove are also being streamed right there. Score currently is Lyndale 2, Pleasant Grove 1. Bases loaded with Buck Anderson up to bat. So go over there and watch that game and tune in for a great series and see what Pleasant Grove does in the next round. We want to thank everybody for tuning in. Thank you to Donovan Brown, Gavin Jones on the cameras. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Thank you to all of our sponsors that make this happen. We'll see you in the next round. Thank you for tuning in. Good night.